What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Madridista Notes channel. There are some small little transfer happening in Real Madrid. Not much, just the fringe players are Real Madrid are trying to offload them. Some clubs are contacting Real Madrid about them. One of those is Borja Mayoral, who was sold to Getafe. He signed his contract yesterday with Getafe. He will be presented next Thursday, according to Roberto Gomez, Spanish journalist. And the reports are coming out that no offers yet for Denis Ceballos or Marco Asensio that satisfies all parties, and that's from Mario Cortegana, Spanish journalist. We have already heard that we haven't even received one concrete offer for Marco Asensio yet. That's because of his high wage demands. And Celta Vigo, it has come out yesterday, the news and the reports, and Real Madrid fan base is really optimistic about this news because they really want to see the back of this player. Celta Vigo are trying to convince Mariano, but the financial part is difficult. There are other teams that would pay more, according to the news outlet Relevo. And according to Mateo Moreto, Spanish journalist, Celta are interested in Mariano and trying to convince him. Celta have already started initial contacts, according to the news outlet Relevo again. And Borja Mayoral's story. Real Madrid has made some official sales so far, and most of them are on the lower side because it's our French players. Some of them are Castilla players. Mario Guila was sold for 6 million euros. Victor Chust for 1 million euros. Luka Jovic to Fiorentina for free. Takefusa Kubo for 6 million euros to Real Sociedad, and Borja Mayoral to Getafe for 10 million euros. So Borja Mayoral has been the biggest sale so far. And Mariano's first option for Celta. Mariano is first option for Celta, who have already conveyed their interest to Real Madrid, who will enter the market if Mariano leaves after Mayoral, according to Spanish outlets Pacojos SAR and SAR Deportivos. There was a question asked by Marca to Celta, and Celta's response when asked about Mariano's interest in Mariano was who can pay his salary. As I have discussed it, that Mariano has his high wage demands. He doesn't want to go below that wage demand. He is earning 4.5 million euros net per year at Real Madrid, but he has only 1 year remaining. I don't know why he is making it difficult for himself, because if we look at the free agent market this season, only the highest caliber of players got their moves and the demands that they were looking for. But the ones who were not so much in demand didn't get their moves according to their wishes or the salary they were looking for, like Paulo Dybala, like Dembele, even though they are high profile players because of their injury records or because of their wage demands, and because the clubs that were looking at them didn't think that they are worthy of the wages they were asking for. They didn't go for them, like Juventus. Juventus didn't want to keep him. Inter Milan were going to go for him, but after Lukaku became available on loan, they backed out of the Dybala deal, and in the end, Dybala had to go to Roma. Mariano is not even that higher caliber of player. He is one of the average, I would say, strikers in the market, but right now the striker market is not that appealing. So clubs are looking for options on the lower side of the cost, and Mariano as a transfer fee will cost nothing much really. Real Madrid will take, I think, anything they can get for him, around 5 million euros. We have heard Mariano would be let go for around that mark, 5 to 7 million euros. So Mariano, if he digs his heel and stays for one more season, it won't really do him much good, because when he is on free agent, he doesn't have really much to negotiate with. He hasn't played for Real Madrid regularly. He hasn't scored much goals in the last 4 seasons. He wasn't even that available to play, and so the clubs who will be looking at him will be mid-table to lower mid-table clubs, relegation contestant clubs, and so those clubs won't be able to offer him this kind of salary. So if he can get anything around 3 million to 4 million euros or something offers for 3 or 4 years, that would be really good for him. Because I think if he becomes a free agent and there is not much interest, he will have to accept a lot lower wage demands, because the clubs who will be looking for him won't be they won't offer him that high wages. Let's look at some more news. Miguel Gutierrez, who is a gem in our Castilla, who has been playing in Castilla and who has impressed, who featured in Zidane's last season with us. We have really high hopes in him, but right now Real Madrid management is looking to sell him with 50% of his rights in hand, so he can develop and come back. That's the report from Mario Cortegana. Miguel Gutierrez is close to Girona. Real Madrid is about to sell 50% of his rights to the club owned by Citigroup. Oh, Girona, they're owned by Citigroup. So Real Madrid's plan with Miguel Gutierrez is same as it was with Dani Carvajal. Leave, develop, and return more established. Carvajal was sold with the same kind of formula to Bayer Leverkusen. He really lit up the Bundesliga, and Real Madrid bought him back after one season. There was a buyback clause, so it worked out well for us. So Miguel Gutierrez to Gutierrez, Real Madrid will sell only 50% of his rights. Affordable buyback option included, according to Mario Cortegana. That's really good to know, that we will only sell 50% of his rights, like Takefusa Kubo that we sold to Real Sociedad, same kind of formula, and with an affordable buyback clause too. So when he lights it up for Girona, and he will, trust me, he has everything required. He has all the tools to become the modern fullback. He is not really bad when it comes to defending, but his offensive play in the final third, his understanding with the forward players, how he linked up, and his crosses, his passing, that was really good. He was one of the gems of Castilla. One of our other gems is Sergio Arribas. I don't know what the plan is for him, for management. I thought this kind of same formula would be good for him too, but it looks like the management wants to keep him in Castilla for 1 year and wants to give Raul some more tools to push for that promotion to the second division. There were some quotes from Pochettino. He was asked about the Benzema foul on Donnarumma. Pochettino, he is of course the former PSG manager who got sacked for Galtier, and Pochettino replied that Benzema's foul on Donnarumma existed. If it had been reviewed by VAR, today we would be talking about elimination of Madrid, but that was a trigger that gave Real Madrid a lot of belief. He also said we will have to hire a psychologist for Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and all the teams that face Real Madrid in the UCL. So that was nice to hear that he is acknowledging that the kind of mental fortitude that Real Madrid has really takes a heavy toll on the oppositions. But what he said about Benzema, that was just something, a little bit of physical play. That was nothing that hard. Donnarumma made a meal out of it, and he was reckless. He was really not careful with the ball, so he got punished for it. There was nothing much there really. He's just talking, trying to get some sympathy, trying to get also the blame onto the referee because why he failed with PSG in the USC Champions League, blah blah blah. We don't care. We really don't care. From Marca, there is report Real Madrid are working on the arrival of a new striker. Real Madrid leaders are trying to communicate in one way or another the issue of 9. However, there is no urgency. As always, they are saying the same thing, that Real Madrid will go into the market if we win, we sell Mariano, Asensio, Mayoral. Same words, different way, just trying to keep Real Madrid fan base hooked for that number 9. We know that we are looking for someone, and if the opportunity arrives like last season, like how we bought Camavinga, the board will just snap him up. Mariano is at the exit door. Marca reports Real Madrid without urgency have not stopped working on signings, but it's far from the names already mentioned, according to Marca. So the club is looking for players, but the players that the fan base in the social media are clamoring for, Marca says reports that Real Madrid are not really considering those players. I don't know which players they're considering, because most of the players that were mentioned, as I said in the last video, that isn't exciting. Not really, don't really feel comfortable with them. So it's I'm happy that they're not considering those options. And according to the ever reliable Mario Cortegana, nothing between Raúl de Tomas and Real Madrid at the moment. The video that I made yesterday about Raúl de Tomas. So it's good to know there is nothing, because I don't really like this signing. I think it's another Mariano kind of signing. He only scored 12 non-penalty goals, and that's starting 33 matches for Espanyol. So he will be getting really garbage minutes when Benzema will need some rest, when Benzema maybe gets a little bit fatigued. That's it, he won't be starting, so he won't get those numbers anyway at all. Again, according to Dario AS platform, Mariano Diaz is one of Celta's objective. Yeah, we know. So from what we are seeing in the social media, in the news outlets, from the journalists, there are some news about Mariano. Celta Vigo is interested in him, but his high wage demands is the stumbling block. Real Madrid's asking price is really low, and so there are people in the social media of Real Madrid that just terminate his contract, just let him go, free up squad spaces. We don't need any more squad spaces, we have enough squad spaces. We are going to buy only one more player anyway. We let go Mayoral, we let go Kubo, we let go Bell, we let go Marcelo, we let go Isco. We have only brought in Rudiger, we have only brought in Chouameni. We haven't really brought many players that we need to trim our squad more. It's just the board doesn't want to go in, and the board is looking to trim the wages more before they go for another player. It's not like we don't have spaces, we don't need to terminate his contract. We cannot just keep doing the same kind of Luka Jovic deal, giving away players for free. It will set a bad precedent that Real Madrid, when they don't want a player, when the player is not in the plans of the manager, they let's just wait, and Real Madrid will terminate his contract or give him away for free. Like Real Betis wants for Ceballos, they are biding their time. They want Real Madrid to give them the player away for free. It doesn't really make sense for us. Why would we give those players for free? If they don't want to go, just keep them as backup, two backups. If there is some emergencies, we can use them. We are going to, if you terminate your contracts, it's not like suddenly you don't pay his wages. You are paying his wages anyways. There is no reports that Mariano is making some waves. He is a bad influence in the dressing room. So why would you terminate his contract? It's not in the interest of Real Madrid terminating the contract of Mariano. Keep him. If someone can afford his wages and he wants to go, then let him go. We gave him the contract. It's our responsibility. It's the responsibility of the management who offered this kind of costly contract, because he wasn't that kind of a caliber of a player. He was playing for Leo for a lower wages. We didn't need to offer this kind of high wages to bring him in. Sevilla was the other team that wanted him. So you gave him this contract, so it's your responsibility to respect that contract. Don't need to terminate it. Some clubs want to pay it and buy him, let him go. We don't need that. That's just coming from the fan base. Terminate. For some reason they really hate this guy. He is an alright player. He got a goal in El Clasico that the love of the Real Madrid fan base, the Hazard, who haven't even played one official El Clasico yet, has done nothing, and they are like cuddling the guy like he is a newborn baby. Give him more chances. He has done nothing, but they love him. But this guy, he played for Castilla. He contributed to Castilla. He was one of the players who did really well for Castilla. Then he came to the main team, and we sold him to Leo for a good amount of money, around 20 million euros or something, or I don't know, 10-15 million euros back in the day. And he was doing well there. And then when the manager, who was at that time Lopetegui, wanted a different kind of player, Real Madrid management didn't want to give him a different kind of striker. Mariano was the easier option. We had a buyback clause around 20-25 million euros. We brought him back. It was not like he forced us to buy him. And then it didn't really, the managers that came after Lopetegui didn't really use him much. Zidane really didn't use him much. Ancelotti isn't really using him much. It's not his fault. If you are not using him, you won't see much of an impact from him. So it's not his fault. Whenever he is called upon, he gives his 100%. He tries within his means what he can do. He is not a hard character. He is not a difficult character in the dressing room. Why the hate? I really don't understand. But that's just something I really don't get from Real Madrid fan base. Irrational hatred towards the player. I wish him all the best. If he stays, if he goes, he goes. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, subscribe and comment. See you in the next video.